turnovers. That's something Coach Brownell wants to see continue.
Yeah, the Clemson defense has been outstanding, but their ball care has been even better. Only 9 turnovers through the first 2 games.
Off we go as possession in favor of the Tigers, wearing their beautiful classic white unis. Love those.
Yeah, really nice job there on that tip by Morehead State, planning that Clemson would win it. They ran a guy long, unable to get it though.
Porter misses the first attempt. Offensive rebound pulled down. Hunter moves it. Davidson's first touch on the block. Sees 2, kicks it. 3 on the way, indeed. Wahlin drills the first 3 of the night.
One of the best things that Nick Davidson does when he catches the ball in the post, he always takes his time. He's got his eyes up, sees that defender rotate down, able to hit Jake Wahlin for the early 3.
Starting 5 for the Eagles. 3, we're going to talk a lot about him as he penetrates to the hole. There's Marshall. His first 3 off the mark. And a rebound pulled down by Cunningham. It's going to be important for the Eagles to rebound well here.
Yeah, it really will. Clemson is much bigger than Morehead State. And during this 3-game road stretch, the Eagles have struggled on the glass.
Cunningham drills the nail jumper. Give the first 2 of the game for the Eagles. Here's the starting 5 for Clemson. We saw Davidson inside. We spotlighted him off the top. And Hunter, such an important piece to this Clemson offense. What he brings to the table is controlling the basketball, but they're going to look for a little bit more scoring out of him this year.
Yeah, Dylan Hunter off to a little bit of a slow start so far this season, but does so many different things, some intangibles that help the Tigers be successful.
It's in wanted on the block. It's Hunter at the nail. Wahlin for 3 from the corner. Rattles it home.
And already 2 offensive rebounds for the Clemson Tigers, leading to 2 Jake Wahlin 3s. Great start for Clemson early on.
3-point shooting going to be such a weapon for this Tiger offense this season. Foul away from the basketball. It's going to be on Porter. The first team foul of the game. Here's Coach Jonathan Maddox, second season here for Morehead State. Formerly an assistant with Murray State. We talked to him before the game. He's pretty optimistic about what his team has to offer this season.
Yeah, Jonathan Maddox has done a great job. He was an assistant at Morehead State for 9 years, left for 2, headed over to Murray State, and then came back home to lead the Eagles. Coach Maddox will do a really nice job up in Morehead, Kentucky. I had a chance to go watch Morehead State practice yesterday. They played at the University of Georgia on Sunday. Watched his team practice in Athens, Georgia yesterday. Really impressed with just his staff and the way that they ran practice, the way that they executed things. They did a really nice job.
Coach Maddox emphasizing that he wants to be able to close the first half strong here against Clemson. They weren't able to do that against Georgia in their loss on Sunday night. Wahlin off the mark, an offensive rebound by Davidson. Wahlin will try again. And another offensive rebound inside. That time, Godfrey, bucket and the foul, sending the line for 1 more.
Already 4 offensive rebounds for the Clemson Tigers. RJ Godfrey active on the glass, able to pull down that offensive rebound. Godfrey does a really nice job. He's developed as more of a scorer as his career has gone along. He's always been a really good athlete, able to get to his left shoulder right there and score it with that jump hook. He'll head to the free throw line.
One of the things about Godfrey that television doesn't do justice is just how big he is. Listed at 6'7", but he looks like he's 6'9" out there with his size.
Comes from a really athletic family. His dad, Randall, was a longtime NFL player with the Dallas Cowboys. Brother plays Kentucky at football. Sister is a high-level track athlete in Georgia. So a really athletic family.
Godfrey true on the free throw. Clemson a 7-point lead.
And this is something that you'll see from Clemson all night. They're going to pick up 94 feet. Brad Brownell, they'll keep rotating those guards through, keep that pressure on Josiah Legree and the Morehead State offense.
There's Cunningham. Good step back, had Davidson off balance, and he drills it.
Davion Cunningham is a transfer from USC Aiken. Scored 5 points on Sunday against the Georgia Bulldogs. Really dynamic score.
Two-man game, Hunter. Davidson has a little on him. I can't feed it to him. It's Godfrey. Kicks out Hunter for 3. Off the mark. And Cunningham comes away with it. and then couldn't stick the fork in the dribble, gave it away, and the foul is going to be called on Cunningham. So here's the winningest coach in Clemson history, Brad Brownell, 1 win away from 295. Most in program history, as you see there, is able to get his team to the tournament. Wants to do that again this year. The longest tenured coach in the ACC with a brand new contract that could keep him here till 2031.
Yeah, Brad Brownell, the owner of 10 Clemson all-time records, looking to get to the NCAA tournament for a 3rd straight year this year.
Godfrey, top of the key. Hunter, the ball fake, now drives, kicks. Wahlin turned down the 3 that time. Porter inside, good move to the basket that time by Porter.
So you've seen the Clemson offense try to be a little more patient these last 2 possessions. They've already taken 6 threes. Morehead State has struggled to guard in the paint. Clemson able to attack the rim on the dribble right there.
So RJ Godfrey has been imposing his will to start this one.
The senior from Suwanee, Georgia, RJ Godfrey, one of the best in the ACC on the glass, cleans up right here as well.
Jay Lucas at Miami. We'll talk more about that at the half. Right now, 11-5 your score. Let's see what the Eagles are able to run out of the break. Legree had to toss it up with the shot clock expiring, and a rebound plucked out of the sky that time by Jake Wahlin, who's knocked down 2 triples. Porter joins the 3-party.
Yeah, that's really important for Clemson this year. Justine Porter made 84 threes last year at Middle Tennessee State. They need him to shoot the ball well this season.
3 threes in the game so far for the Clemson Tigers. 8 in their win against Gardner-Webb on Friday. Legree tried to respond. Another rebound for Wahlin. Here's Porter on the 45. Godfrey was calling for it. Wahlin rejects the screen, attacking the rim. Tough finish.
That's a great ball screen refusal right there by Jake Wahlin. I think one of the things he's done well early in this season is he's shown he's not just a catch and shoot guy. Really nice job right there, getting in that side ball screen, refusing it to his left. Jake Wahlin refusing it to his left. We're talking about Josiah Legree right there on the baseline. Coach Maddox and the staff want him to see that drive coming and be ready to rotate over. They wanted to force Jake Wahlin into that ball screen, allowed him to refuse it to his left, and then didn't have a baseline rotation turned into a layup. Points in the paint have been really important to Morehead State. They've got to do a better job guarding down low.
Legree right now on the bench, getting a talking to from Coach Maddox, probably discussing just that. Skyhook attempt not good, and a foul is going to be called on Relaford, and that's his first. He was in foul trouble against Wake, played very limitedly in just 8 minutes of play on in Sunday's game against Georgia.
Yeah, Tamari Relaford is such an important piece for Morehead State because he's really their only true, strong, low post player. He got into foul trouble, as you mentioned, on Sunday. Really made it hard defensively for the Eagles.
Davidson slips inside, rejection inside there by Relaford, who stepped up nicely. Better interior defense that time for the Eagles. Well, the Eagles have traveled a lot here to start the season.
Sunday, they'll finish the road trip tonight, and then they'll head back home tomorrow before they get ready for Kentucky Christian at home next week.
Road trips are always a good way to bond as a team early in the season, especially when you have so many new faces. Maluk's shot not there. And rebound pulled down by Johnson. Foster top of the key, wide open underneath is Thompson, who hammers it home.
Yeah, that's a really tough transition possession for Morehead State. They were trying to get back into the zone, unable to get matched up, and Chase Thompson gets the dunk at the rim.
Cunningham looking to turn the corner. Picked up his dribble in the dead area. Maluk back to the basket. Hook again, that time way short. And Ace Buckner dribbles back the other way. Welling. Buckner moves it. 3 on the way. Foster can't hit. Cunningham skying for that rebound.
You see Clemson get out in transition on the missed shot right there. Really good ball movement, just unable to knock it down from three. We talked about Clemson in transition, able to get out and run. Ball gets reversed. Great pass by the sensational freshman Zach Foster to Chase Thompson at the rim. Zach Foster, the highest rated recruit at Clemson since P.J. Hall. Really great pass right there. He's gotten off to a slow start shooting the basketball from three this year, but his ability to play in transition is really important this year.
Yeah, he was 0 for 5 on Friday against Gardner-Webb. But it's early in the season. They're expecting that shot to fall for him. He moves really well for his size.
Yeah, he's smooth. He doesn't run. He glides down the floor. Really talented freshman. And he's joined on the floor now by Ace Buckner, the redshirt freshman from Clemson, leading scorer right now after 2 games, is off to a great start as well.
Buckner, number 21 in white. Thompson kissing it off the window.
That's an outstanding basketball play by the freshman out of Minnesota. Caught the basketball, kept it high, able to get to his left shoulder, showed that nice touch off the glass. That's an outstanding move at the rim.
Led Alexandria Area High School to their first state title, an average almost 20 points per game as a high schooler. That shot way off the mark. Foster couldn't corral. Stay here. 20 seconds to shoot for the Eagles.
So Morehead State has hit a little bit of a drought. You know, they made those first 2 field goals early on. One of the things that Jonathan Maddox talked about, he'd like to see more assists, more ball movement. Morehead State has now missed their last 6 field goals in a row. Haven't scored in nearly 5 minutes.
It's an 11-0 run for the Tigers. Cunningham trying to put an end to it. Foul line jump shot, can't get it to go. He'll try again, and a foul's called underneath. Well, Clemson right now with a big lead, 15-point advantage. Offensively, they want to see. Here's a picture of that, JD.
Yeah, so Clemson coming off of 25 assists just the other night, already with 5. Morehead State is in a zone here. Zach Foster's going to get this wing catch, and immediately on that redirect pass, we call that a hockey assist in basketball. Just able to catch it, already saw that Chase Thompson was going to be open, immediately directing it. Super talented freshman, not just a really good scorer, but an outstanding passer as well.
Foster going to be a big part of this Clemson team as they expect to go about 10 deep, 11 deep at times throughout the entire season. Oftentimes, coaches start off the year like that, but Coach Brownell wants that to be the case come March and hope that they have a little bit more gas in the tank than they did a season ago.
Yeah, and I think so much of it, these guards are able to pressure the basketball. So he wants to continue to roll them through there, continue to maintain that ball pressure. Being able to play different guys is a big part of that.
Johnson on the float, in and out. And then touched it last, will go the other way. All right, for the Eagles right now, they haven't been able to find really anything offensively. They're on the wrong end of an 11-0 run. And their starting point guard, Josiah Legree, on the bench right now. Where does the offense come from if you're Coach Maddox? Yeah,
so it starts with the guy with the ball right now, Craig Dawson, the sophomore transfer from Mount Olive, one of the leading scorers in all of Division II basketball.
Ooh, that was an outstanding score.
Yeah, got a great pass, just unable to finish.
Wahlin came up with the rejection, and then he picked up the offensive foul on the other end.
So Carter Welling last year was the Defensive Player of the Year in the WAC Conference. You see why right here. 57 blocks last season at Utah Valley State. Able to use his length with the rejection at the rim. Great job rotating over.
That type of block will have the Eagles thinking twice about going up weak in the paint when number 22 is around.
And that's one of the best offensive possessions Morehead State had in a while. They had really good ball movement, able to get the ball inside. just unable to finish.
Clayton Parker that time going glass. He had 10 in the loss against Georgia on Sunday. Finally breaking the ice on that side of the net. Johnson from the 45 for 3.
Big shot there by Butta Johnson. Another one of those transfers for Brad Brownell. Shot the ball really well. 49 made threes last year at UAB. They want to try to continue to help him find a rhythm this season.
Dawson watched by Buckner. Buckner has had a good couple of possessions defensively strong in terms of containing Dawson on the bounce. That time forced him into a tough shot, one and done for the Eagles. Here's Buckner on the offensive end. Off the mark on the 3. Carroll grabs the board. Past the halfway point of this first half. And a hockey line change going to come Clemson's way as 5 new players will check into the game at the next whistle.
So the Morehead State offense, they're going to run a lot of set plays, just like right there. They came out of an Iverson screen action, just unable to get a lot of ball movement, a lot of side to side right now. Clemson's length is really bothering them.
Buckner counted in the foul. Ace Buckner has had a tremendous start to the season. He's going to look to continue it at the line with one more free throw.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman has done a great job in transition, particularly off of a missed shot. Head coach Brad Brownell was telling us even before the game, that was probably the thing he was most pleased with from this past Friday night against Gardner-Webb, was their ability to execute in transition after a miss. You saw it right there.
Buckner had 11 points in the win on Friday against Gardner-Webb. Played in just 16 minutes, efficient. As Coach Brownell looks to go deep into his bench, Buckner will get the hand after completing the old-fashioned three-point play.
And this is exactly what you just talked about. 5 new players coming in for Clemson. Josiah Legree back in for Morehead State. Clemson stays with that full-court man-to-man pressure.
Legree on the handoff. Cunningham looking to turn the quarter. There's Legree on the 45, 10 to shoot. Draws 2. Skip pass, Parker for 3. Way off. Good rebound inside, Relaford.
Kamari Relaford really gives Morehead State an element down low to be able to offensive rebound to finish. Great job on that offensive rebound and finishing it at the rim.
RJ Godfrey back into the game, as is Hunter.
So Morehead State spent a lot of time on this zone defense yesterday in practice. They're going to pack this in, try to get out the shooters just like they did right there in contest, but they want to keep Clemson out of the paint.
Count that one as a victory for the Eagles deep. Let's see if they can turn it into points. Legree. Standing on the low, gets a set called out from his head coach, Maddox. 2-man game, Legree and Relaford. Cunningham with 5 to shoot. Cunningham step back, tough shot, can't get it to drop. And Davidson sticks a fork in it.
Yeah, and that's another one of those shots that's an unassisted field goal. Those are the hard ones that Clemson's forcing Morehead State into right now.
Foul away from the basketball. And looks like it's on Legree. It is. So here's some good offense for the Eagles.
Yeah, it started with Josiah Legree. That's a great baseline skip pass right there over to Clayton Parker, the freshman. As you said, 10 points against Georgia on Sunday. Really talented young player from Missouri.
Porter's 3 off the mark. And Relaford starting to impose his presence inside, picking up some rebounds here. Legree got the switch. Relaford down low. Davidson defending, and Relaford couldn't get it to drop. Tigers looking to run here. Wahlin, Porter. Trail 3 for Davidson. Can't get that to drop, and Parker with a strong block out. 26-9 your score here in the first half with 7:31 remaining. Tigers are
built. You know, you see guys smiling, enjoying themselves, happy to play college basketball. And the other part of it, when you talk to NBA scouts, is whenever players come out of Clemson, they know that they've been coached. One of the things that stood out to me last year, watching P.J. Hall 2 years ago, Chase Hunter last year, those guys wanted to be coached in practice. Brad Brunell does that. But at the end of the day, they know that he cares about them and helps get the best out of them.
Big-time family environment. You could feel that the minute you walk into this gym and see the players interact with the staff. George Marshall able to knock down those 2 free throws. Maybe that gets him going. He was 0 for 4 from the floor beforehand. You saw on the graphic there, 26 big points against Wake Forest. He can fill it up. Sometimes the scorer just needs to see it go through the hoop.
No, you're right. And the other part about it, too, it allowed Morehead to get into that three-quarter court 2-2-1. They're not necessarily trying to steal the basketball. They're just trying to slow Clemson down a little bit and then get into their zone.
I got the turnovers. Thomas walked. Under 3 to play here in this first half. Coach Maddox emphasizing closing the half strong. He has an opportunity to do that here, try and close the gap and give his team a chance. That's all he's hoping for in that second half.
Yeah, it was something that he did not feel like they did well on Sunday at Georgia. Made a big emphasis of it this week of just trying to finish well, take care of the basketball, have productive possessions. Able to do that just before with those 2 free throws. Got a defensive stop, but then that foul right there led to the charge. Had that high post elbow entry. Slid over to the illegal screen right there by Anwar Moloch.
He'll hit the bench as Parker replaces him. Thompson banging down low, left it short. Godfrey had a hand on it but couldn't corral, and Carroll vacuumed it in. Davidson using the Carroll screen. Cunningham moves it quickly. Marshall in and out. Ball's gonna stay here as Foster lost it. Well, coming up at the halftime break, Carlin and JD, that's us. We'll look around the ACC, and we'll have our first half recap complete with some stats, and of course, plenty of highlights. That's coming up on the halftime report here on the ACC Network.
Really important possession for both teams right here. Both Morehead State and Clemson are in the bonus.
It's a tough
play
move.
Without fouling, but able to get to the rim right there and score the basketball.
And Carroll able to sweep through the lane. Get his first 2 of the night. Triple knockdown that time by Thomas. His first 3.
The redshirt freshman, Dallas Thomas, really, really talented young player. Made his first 3 of the season this past Friday night against Gardner-Webb. Able to knock down that 3. Ball went inside in the zone. Able to kick it back out, and he knocked it down.
Davidson draws Davidson. Here's Marshall, 5 to shoot. Marshall spinning in the lane. Got it off to Davidson for 3, and he knocks it down.
That shot was able to be created off that dribble penetration. Nick Davidson had switched onto the guard, unable to keep him in front, drove the basketball, forced the help, kicked it out for the open 3. That's a really good possession for Morehead State. They've had a couple of really nice ones coming out of that last media timeout.
Buckner was hacked to go to the line for 2.
So RJ Godfrey called it in the high post against the zone, able to kick it out to Dallas Thomas on the other side and knock down the 3. But then on the other end from Morehead State, George Marshall, really nice job. Drove the basketball down inside, kicked it out for 3. Morehead State has started to find a little bit of a rhythm offensively now.
Ace Buckner now up to 5 points. Make it 6 as he's able to get it to Georgia Tech, taking on BC. And of course, we'll end the day with Virginia Tech taking on Florida State at 7:30 Eastern. All 3 games available on the all-new ESPN app.
RJ Godfrey now up to 8 rebounds in the first half tonight. Got inside right there on that missed free throw. And again, we talked about it. Morehead State already in the bonus. It's going to allow Clemson to get back to the free throw line.
Hunter re-enters the game here for the last 68 seconds. And with Godfrey and Davidson in the game, Clemson does something that not many college teams do anymore, and that's play two bigs.
Yeah, the high-low part of the offense has been a huge piece for Clemson over the last couple of years. The thing that they do really well is their post-to-post passing. You haven't seen as much of it so far tonight because of the zone from Morehead State, but their bigs do an outstanding job passing the ball post-to-post.
It's good defense that time by Davidson, sticking with the smaller guard. And Dawson, Cunningham, down low. Parker takes his time, had it poked. Dawson, as the shot clock expires, can't get it to drop. Parker fighting for the rebound inside, and he gets hit, and he'll go to the line. Clayton Parker has worked hard for Morehead State down low.
Yeah, Clayton Parker now with 5 rebounds in the first half. We talked about it earlier, the freshman from Missouri coming off of his first double-digit scoring outing Sunday against Georgia. Really aggressive, plays hard down low. It's given Jonathan Maddox some good minutes.
Sure has. 10 points, 8 rebounds in 24 minutes against Georgia on Sunday. Career scoring leader for Montgomery County High School in Montgomery City, Missouri. Can't get that one to fall. Clemson could hold for the final look here in the first half as Foster crosses the timeline. Once again, Clemson staring at that zone defense. Davidson steps out. There's the high-low. Godfrey underneath. Good up fake. Unable to finish the first time. Tried a second. Can't get it to drop. And with 6 seconds to play, it's Marshall in the front court. Marshall ripped by Godfrey, and Buckner did not get it off in time to get it to drop. A 19-point advantage for Clemson.
Yeah, the Clemson Tigers, 8 assists already so far in this half.
All well in that first half. Law of averages says we'll start to see the ball fall through the hoop a little bit more going forward. Cunningham with the steal. Good hesitation dribble as he got to the rack.
So Clemson immediately tried to get to a high-low action. Ball turned over. Nick Davidson on an errant pass. Credit Davion Cunningham. Got out in transition, able to finish at the rim. Great start to the second half for Morehead State.
First player in double figures for the Eagles now has 10. Godfrey down low, chiseling his way to the basket.
RJ Godfrey able to continue to get to that left shoulder. He's really effective when he can use his athleticism, get up, elevate above the rim, and score it with his right-hand jump hook.
Marshall has been quiet, so has Legree. Let's see if the Eagles can get them going here in the second half. Legree on the handoff. 10 to shoot. As Davidson on him. Legree got Davidson in the air. Nice move, floats it home.
And Morehead State has really found a rhythm offensively. The last 8 minutes of the first half, these first couple of possessions so far in the second half, head coach Brad Brunell wants to see the Tigers be able to get some stops on the defensive end.
Feels like they're settling into this basketball game. There's a corner three from Porter, not there. And Cunningham with the flat-footed rebound. Legree touches the paint, kicks it back out. Cunningham, top of the key. Lost control of the rock, got it back. Good backdoor cut by Marshall, who's fouled, and he'll go to the line. And Godfrey almost picking up a technical foul after pounding the ball on the floor. Well, defense has turned into offense for the Eagles here to start the half.
Yeah, great job in the post right there by George Marshall. Just had his hands up, able to get a deflection. It leads to transition. Really good job to start the second half by Morehead State right here. Finding a little bit of a rhythm on both ends of the floor.
George Marshall had 26 against Wake on Friday, 17 on Sunday. That's just his 3rd point of the night, all of them coming at the free throw line. Well, here's next Sunday afternoon's ACC women's basketball doubleheader at 3. Georgia Tech hosts Jacksonville, and then Florida State will host Indiana in Tallahassee. Both games available on the all-new ESPN app.
Morehead State on a 6-2 run to open the second half. They've been man-to-man as well.
Yeah.
Had been zone primarily in the first half, have gone man to start the second half.
Davidson chiseling his way inside, can't get it to drop. Fall is his own, and he got hit that time by Carroll. And Davidson will earn a trip to the line.
Carlin, we talked about points in the paint at halftime. Clemson with only 12, 52 this past Friday night against Gardner-Webb. So you've seen the emphasis as they've started the second half, trying to get the ball down low to Nick Davidson, RJ Godfrey, and scored at the rim.
Davidson averaged just under 16 points per game and 6.5 boards in Nevada last season. And he's a guy that is really trouble for opposing teams, as he could get the ball inside and also stretch the floor with his shooting ability.
Yeah, Nick Davidson, a really dynamic transfer from Nevada, can score the basketball down low, but also an outstanding shooter from three. The other thing that he does really well is his ability to pass. That's something that the Clemson staff really emphasizes when they're evaluating players, whether it be out of high school, whether it be a transfer. They want those bigs that can play at the top of the key and pass the basketball.
Averaged just under 3 assists last season with Nevada. Legree picked the basketball up in a dangerous area and then gave it away. Here's Hunter attacking, rejected. Ball up for grabs. And good hustle there by the Eagles. They're playing with a little bit more pep here to start the half. Legree has the mismatch on Davidson. You mentioned Davidson could guard on the perimeter. That's why the coaching staff likes him. Relaford inside and one.
Really nice job there by Morehead State. They wanted to look in early offense. Could they have an opportunity to go score, but didn't have anything, able to pull it out. But right here, this was a point of emphasis yesterday in Morehead State's practice. They spent 10 minutes working on walling up in the lane and not fouling, but really good job there by Tamari Relaford, coming off of that cross screen action, catching it down low and drawing that foul on RJ Godfrey.
Relaford had just 6 points and 4 boards in 8 minutes in the loss against Georgia. He only played those 8 minutes because he was in foul trouble. Has played a lot more here tonight. 19 minutes on the floor. Excuse me, 9 minutes on the floor, but hasn't been able to really impact the game. It'd be good to see him go some touches inside if you're the Eagles. A foul called. It's on the floor. It'll be Tiger basketball on the baseline.
But there's such a difference from Morehead State, particularly offensively, when Tamari Relaford's on the floor, because he's able to go post up right there, use his body, use his positioning. Hasn't scored it maybe quite as much as Coach Maddox would like, but has drawn some fouls in the post as well.
Tyon Farrell unavailable in this one, as he is dealing with a toe injury. Wahlin sticks a 3. He started the game with 2 triples. That's his 3rd.
I would expect Clemson to try to extend this pressure a little bit now. Get up, pressure the basketball, try to get Morehead State out of the rhythm that they're in offensively. They're pretty comfortable on the offensive end.
Parker looking for Relaford. Cunningham, step back. Thought he got hit, no whistle. Ball up for grabs. And last touch by the Eagles. Relaford diving that time. You see just the intensity ratchet up a little bit for the Eagles here to start this half. And that's not a good sign right now for the Tigers, as Buckner laid out, grabbing at his lower body.
Yeah, Ace Buckner coming up injured at the end of that play, grabbing at his calf. Heads to the bench, and freshman Zach Foster will check in for him.
Hopefully just a cramp, as he's over there on the bench being attended to. Foster. Hunter. Wahlin, top of the key. Good show and go by Wahlin. And he got fouled. He'll earn a trip to the line.
Carter Welling has probably been the most surprised transfer so far for the Tigers. Great job right there, faking that handoff, able to get downhill to the rim and draw that foul, but a really nice job in that fake handoff action.
So Welling had 14 points in the win against Gardner-Webb on Friday. 11 boards in just 15 minutes of play. Here's a look at Buckner.
Yeah, you see him on the ball guarding right here, moving his feet, able to get a deflection as he went into that pull-up. But just when he planted that foot, just
Right leg locked up.
you hope that that's just a cramp.
There's a Theragun being worked on right there, and you're right. Tigers hoping that that is just a cramp. His team up 20 right now. Parker. Want to go inside again to Relaford. He gets a touch to clear the side for him. Relaford was hit. It's on the floor. And Welling picks up the foul. A 20-point advantage here as Morehead State showing some signs of life on the ACC network.
But the Morehead State Eagles, most wins over the last 5 years in the state of Kentucky and in the Ohio Valley Conference. It's been a great run for the Eagles.
Eagles only returning 2 players, George Marshall and Anwar Malouk, from a season ago where they finished 15-17, went 10-10 in OVC play, Ohio Valley Conference. Prior to that, 4 consecutive 20-win campaigns under Preston Spradlin. And now it's up to Coach Maddox to try and continue that success. He's not afraid to go out there and take on some big dogs. Doing it here on a Tuesday here in Clemson as that shot missed there by Clinton. Parker. And back the other way is Foster.
You can see Zach Foster trying to push the basketball off of the miss, get Clemson out into transition. Morehead State is 3 of 5 now from the field in the second half, so they've had success offensively.
Davidson's 3 not there. And Cunningham has been the spark plug so far offensively for the Eagles, now up to 10 points and counting. LeGree has been quiet, as has Marshall, their leading scorer. Marshall back to the basket, had it poked, lands in the hands of Cunningham. He darts in the lane and can't get it to drop. Relaford got hit by his own teammate, but it's going to be Davidson who picks up the foul. Ace Buckner continuing to work out. Looks to be a cramp. He was on the bike before. Now off of it, back with the Theragun, and just consuming fluids.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman leading Clemson in scoring so far this season. It's been an important piece so far for Brad Brownell. But again, the Morehead State Eagles, I'm going to go back to Tamari Relaford for just a second, has now drawn 4 fouls defensively by the Clemson Tigers. Creates another possession. Morehead State knocks down the 3 on that underneath out of bounds play.
And that was Cunningham's 13th point of the night. The response that time by Foster.
It's a great sign for Brad Brownell to see Zach Foster knock down his second 3 of the game, continuing to find a flow and confidence offensively.
LeGree on the logo. Uses a Relaford screen. Parker from the corner for 3. Can't get it to drop. What a rebound, LeGree. He can't get it to fall, and Relaford again.
Josiah LeGree is doing an outstanding job in the ball screen right now. He's coming off of it, getting downhill, spraying the ball out. They didn't knock down the 3, but it created the offensive rebound opportunity.
That time getting his hands in the cookie jar to cause the turnover. And look at the LeGree ability here. Off the inbound pass, Cunningham dropping the 3. The response by Foster on the other end. And after failing to see some 3-point shots drop in the first half, starting to see the rim expand a little bit here in the second. It's LeGree, rejects the screen that time, draws 2. That's a wild pass that Cunningham could not keep in bounds.
Yeah, Morehead State's in a really good rhythm offensively right now. Josiah LeGree got downhill to his left hand. Just an errant pass. Threw that with one hand, with his left hand. Threw it out of bounds. Got to do a better job right there.
We're expecting to see a lot more ball screens for LeGree. We're starting to see that now. They're mounting up. It's almost like every time down the court, he's getting a ball screen to work with.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of forcing Clemson to communicate. They're not doing a good job of forcing him into the screen. He allowed him to refuse that last one, get downhill and create a shot for a teammate.
It's Marshall, Relaford with a bone-crunching screen. Frees Marshall for his first field goal of the evening. And Marshall now up to 6. And the Eagles have momentum here from Brad Brownell. Let's see how the Tigers respond coming out of that timeout. Buckner back on the floor after leaving the game with that right leg injury, and that will help.
Wow, that's really impressive. The redshirt freshman checks right back into the game, gets downhill to a right-handed floater, able to knock it down.
Had to leave the game with an apparent cramp.
This is where Clemson's got to settle in. Morehead State is running set play after set play, really getting whatever they want on the offensive end right now in the second half.
Cunningham again on the float. It's 15 and counting right now for the Eagles. And defending well that time on the wing. Blocking foul is going to be called on Rutherford. Tried to flop there.
We talked about the pick and roll with Morehead State just a second ago. Out of the timeout, Ace Buckner checking back into the game, right to a high screen and roll, able to get to his right hand downhill with a floater. That's really impressive by the young redshirt freshman.
Davidson, good up fake. Rejected by Maluk. Ball kept by Godfrey. It's Buckner for three. He's off. And Rutherford vacuums it in. Hands it to the hot hand, and Cunningham. And LeGree slowing things down. 12 minutes to play here in this one. LeGree stopping on a dime. And almost gave it away. Rutherford diving on the floor. Finally, Buckner put a fork in it, and Marshall picks up the foul. Well, the action heating up here in Jake Wahlin doing it for the Clemson Tigers.
Jake Wahlin already with 3 made threes so far tonight. But he's also shown that he can drive the basketball. Did a really good job there, getting to his left hand, able to play downhill. The transfer from Utah this past year had a career high of 16 points coming into the season, already with 11 tonight.
3 of 5 from three-point range. Started the game off with 2 big threes, and that sort of opened up the offense for the Tigers. That looks a little bit stagnant here in the second half. Godfrey calling for it, gets it, and they clear the side for it. Here's Wahlin on the up fake. Back inside Godfrey with 5 to shoot. Good cut there by Buckner.
It's a great cut by Ace Buckner. Also a terrific pass by RJ Godfrey. He's shown his ability to pass the basketball so far this season. Really good job late in the shot clock.
Dawson back on the floor for the Eagles, number 10 in blue. Here's Cunningham, got it poked from behind. Marshall on the 45. Marshall, tough shot. Can't get it to drop. And an offensive rebound there by Carroll. He got grabbed as he went to the ground.
We talk so much about Clemson's ability to move the basketball. This is a great late shot clock cut. Ball's going to go into the post to RJ Godfrey. And immediately Ace Buckner, as soon as he sees that defender turn his head, sprints to the rim. Great job there in the late shot clock, just continuing to move. RJ Godfrey, eyes up, creates the layup at the rim.
Cunningham takes the three, does not make it. Maluk with the offensive rebound. Dawson. 10 to shoot for Cunningham. The defense that time by Foster. Tough shot, Dawson. Can't get it to go, and a good block out there by Davidson. It's Tiger basketball once again.
The other part right now is Morehead State on the offensive glass.
Yeah.
They now have 7 second half offensive rebounds. They've done a great job just keeping the basketball alive. It's led to second chance opportunities. It's really sparked their offense in the second half.
16 overall. They're rebounding above their weight class here in this one. As Godfrey rolls, splits the defense and finishes above the rim.
It's a great pass right there by Ace Buckner, and that ball screen roll. Took the ball off of the screen, able to make this pocket pass right here to RJ Godfrey. And then credit Godfrey to play with his eyes up. Morehead State rotated over, ready to take a charge, but he's able to finish it at the rim, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Godfrey now with his 3rd career double-double here. 11 points, 10 rebounds for him in this one. Left is short on the free throw. Ball up for grabs. Davidson hits the deck. Key possession for the Tigers. Here's Hunter, probing on the float. Can't get it to drop. We'll get another opportunity. Kicks it out wide open. Buckner for 3. In and out. Hunter again. He missed it. And Cunningham finally corrals the rebound. Cunningham on the push. There's Marshall. Hunter doing a good job of moving his feet that time. Dawson on the pull-up. Tough look.
Craig Dawson, the left-handed transfer from Mount Olive, one of the best scorers in all of Division II basketball this past year, able to get to his spot and knock down that pull-up. Morehead State's offense in the second half has been really efficient.
Foul away from the basketball. Dawson was trying to find some space. Here's the Dawson pull.
Morehead State's guards' ability to really create off the dribble has given Clemson problems, particularly in the second half. Just the inability to move their feet, stay in front of the basketball. That was a switch off of that handoff. Greg Dawson not able to knock down a big shot right there.
So penalty situation now for Morehead State with 9:20 remaining in the game. We'll have Dawson at the line on a 1-and-1. He makes the first. Well, Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew will be at the University of Pittsburgh to get ready for another full day of football with 2 hours pregame leading up to your kickoff. They'll have previews, analysis, featured stories, and so much more. That's right here on the ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Dawson does his job at the line. Restores a 20-point advantage.
One area that has been productive for Clemson today offensively has been the free throw line. You just mentioned it, Carlin. 12 of 14 now. They've been good when they've gotten there.
Cunningham inside Relaford, not much space, but he pounds his way inside and got it to go somehow, some way.
Tamar Relaford's had an outstanding second half, able to get that low post position, just got the ball up on the rim and able to score it.
Welling able to finish with the contact, and he'll go to the line. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. He took the pass at the top of the key.
It's a great drive by Carter. Welling able to get downhill, finish it off of the glass. That's going to be the 4th foul now on Tamar Relaford. He's been a big key for Morehead State right now, both on the offensive and the defensive end. He's been outstanding in the second half. Offensive glass, active, low post position, has gotten to the free throw line. He's done a great job.
Clayton Parker will come in for Relaford at the next whistle. He's able to make it. 1 foul away from being DQ'd. The foul there by Buckner as he was reaching in on Dawson. And that will bring Clayton Parker into the game. Excuse me, he's going to take, no, he is going to take Relaford. Well, Luke thought it was him.
Jonathan Maddox is 8:44 to go, so he's going to try to get to this under 8 media timeout, get Relaford back in the game and try to finish well.
Here's Dawson. Buckner eyeing a steal here. Parker asked Luke to pop, so he did. Dawson with 7 to shoot. Cunningham thought about it, now takes it. Can't get it to go. And a rebound for Hunter. Hunter 0 for 5 from the floor until then.
Dylan Hunter able to just get downhill, use his speed and athleticism to finish at the rim. Really good job probing the defense.
First 2 of the night. He's one of the best assist to turnover ratios in the country. But they're going to ask for him to score a little bit more this season, Dylan Hunter. Cunningham. Shot there by Godfrey moving his feet. And once again, Godfrey staying in front of Cunningham. The kick to Parker. Shot clock winding down. And a foul is called with 1.9 on the clock. Right here in his defense, Ace Buckner. That was Texas. Of course, a legacy here at Clemson. His dad personified what Clemson basketball is. Toughness, defense. Able to carry that over to a great pro career. Ace hoping for the same.
Yeah, Ace Buckner off to a great start. 18 points in his freshman debut against New Hampshire last week. That was second best in Clemson basketball history, only behind Eldon Campbell. He ended up having a pretty good pro career himself.
Coming out of the timeout, Clayton Parker at the line. As Parker knocks down the first. And Buckner, part of this legacy from Lalu in Indiana. And you see what they've been able to produce over the years.
Yeah, college coaches from across the country are always flooding there to Indiana to see that program. They've produced so many high-level NBA and college players. Ace Buckner, just another great example of it.
Oregon State back into the zone that caused Clemson to slow down offensively in the first half. Thompson, a good skip pass to Buckner, who's able to finish on the up and under.
Ace Buckner's just shown terrific feel. Morehead State has done a good job keeping Clemson off balance with their changes in defenses. But Buckner cutting there on the baseline, just finding an open spot against the zone.
Parker puts it on the deck, draws to Legree. It's Dawson with 9 to shoot. Cunningham crossing over. Legree will take the 3. Indeed. Needed more out of him offensively here tonight for the Eagles, but it's a sign for him to see the ball go through the hoop here late in the game.
Morehead State has shown great poise in the second half offensively. Only 3 turnovers, knocking down another 3.
Rolling inside, a good jump hook. Has good footwork, doesn't he?
He really does. This is the end that I'm really watching right now. Morehead State, only 3 turnovers, as we just said, in the second half. They've had a great flow offensively. Clemson finally able to get a stop there.
Starting to sit down and guard. It's turning into offense for them on the other end. It's Hunter. Buckner to the corner for 3. Way off. The ball's going to stay here. 11 to shoot for Clemson. Never touched the rim. George Marshall back on the floor for the Eagles.
And I know we focused a lot on Ace Buckner, but that was a good job right there. Caught the basketball, drove it into the gap, brought 2 to him to create that 3 in the corner for Butta Johnson. Unable to connect, but Clemson keeps it alive on the offensive glass with 11 on the shot clock.
Buckner will try the 3. Can't get it to drop. Legree skies in for the rebound. 5:45 remaining in the game. It's Cunningham. Takes the bump. Almost able to get it to drop. And Cunningham, who has 15 points, will go back to the line.
We talked about it a minute ago, Carlin. Morehead State's guards, really quick, really explosive off the dribble. Clemson's had a difficult time guarding them. Davion Cunningham challenging the rim right there on the bounce, forcing Butta Johnson into the foul. He'll head to the free throw line.
Cunningham from Charlotte, North Carolina. Went to North Meck High School and helped them win a state championship. Now hooping in the Bluegrass State. 16 points and counting. You see the damage he's doing offensively for the Eagles, really carrying the offensive load here tonight.
Morehead State goes back to the zone here. Yep. Look for Clemson to try to get the ball in the high post. Right to a cutter on the baseline.
Thompson, two-hand finish. Cunningham pulls, can't get it to drop. Another offensive rebound for Morehead State. Carroll to the window, can't get it to go. All up for grabs, and possession error in favor of the Tigers.
Davion Cunningham wasting no time right there to get the ball out in transition. Clemson with the zone possession right here, able to get the ball to the high post. Chase Thompson on the baseline with the cut and the two-hand slam. But the Eagles wasting no time. Got the ball out quickly, pitched it ahead. Davion Cunningham playing at the rim, able to get another offensive rebound and create a second chance opportunity.
The Eagles do want to play with tempo when it calls for it. It's not out of control. Legree, a part of that tempo as he attacks that time. Tough finish.
Josiah Legree and all the Morehead State guards have been really impressive tonight. That's a heck of a finish. They got Chase Thompson into a switch, able to finish at the rim.
Clayton Parker comes up with the steal that time. Legree shows and goes. Legree over the back of his head. Carroll inside on the putback.
John Carroll's really provided a spark off the bench. Tamari Relaford went to the bench with that fourth foul just a few minutes ago. But John Carroll able to keep the momentum going on the offensive end.
It's a 19th offensive rebound that time for the Eagles. 10 to shoot for Hunter. He'll tee up a three and knock it down. And that's going to lead to a timeout.
Keeping the basketball alive has really sparked the offense for the Eagles here in the second half.
It's 4 offensive rebounds and counting. Clayton Parker also with 4 boards, both of them on the floor right now. Morehead State basketball out of the timeout. Cunningham, leading scorer, walks across the timeline with 16 and counting. Legree draws 2, Cunningham free. Can't get it to drop, and Godfrey vacuums in the rebound. One way to stop offensive rebounds, put in number 0 in white.
Great set play out of the timeout there by Jonathan Maddox. Able to get Legree downhill, bring some defenders to him, and find Davion Cunningham for a 3.
High-low pass. Godfrey tried to find Davidson. It was poked out of bounds. Stay here with 11 to shoot.
You can't say enough defensively about the job Morehead State's guards have done in the paint tonight. Just competing right there. Davion Cunningham fronting the post, able to get a handle on the basketball, knock it away, force it out of bounds. Will go to the monitor. They'll see it together. They're trying to eliminate some of that, sending 1-2 guys, coming back together, having a conversation. All 3 go to the monitor to make a decision. And right here it's going to be Clemson basketball.
Yeah, Coach Maddox loses the challenge. Will not have one the rest of the way. Wahlin from the corner for 3. His 4th.
Jake Wahlin's really shot the ball well tonight. Great length, knocked down 4 threes. Clemson's going to need that throughout the season moving forward. They're going to need him to be able to space the floor offensively.
Cunningham got deep, but then lost his dribble. Tough shot over Davidson. Davidson got a tip. Wahlin in the front court. Porter for 3. Back-to-back triples for the Tigers.
And it all started with probably the best defensive possession of the second half for Clemson. Nick Davidson able to move his feet, got his hand up, deflected that shot, allowed Clemson to get out in transition.
The student section heard you, JD. It prompted them to get into a defense chant here on this possession. Marshall can't silence them.
I don't know if it had as much to do with me or Brad Barnell in the huddle. Not happy with the defense here in the second half by the Tigers.
That's a good pass by Godfrey. And just like that, out of the timeout, a quick 8-0 spurt for the Tigers. And that's going to lead to a timeout for Coach Maddox. 80-51.
They were 3rd in the ACC last year, 8.5 made threes per game. We talked about that was going to be a big key. They're really good in the front court. Their post players are really good passers, but they've got to make some threes to spread that defense out, and they've been able to do that tonight.
Dawson uses the Parker screen. Relaford back on the floor playing with the 4 fouls. Parker on the jump stop. needs some help. And then throws it away. Porter spinning, Porter to the rim. Almost able to finish the tough bucket. They'll get 2 at the line.
Clemson now able to get 4 stops in a row, and you've just seen whenever they're able to get stops defensively, it just fuels their offense. Offense is so hard when you're having to take the ball out of the basket. Morehead State has played with great rhythm in the second half, and it's really forced Clemson to struggle offensively.
Well, the all-new ESPN app has arrived. It's all of ESPN in one place. It's your home for the most and best live sports, and what a time to have it, JD. When you talk about the start of the college basketball season, you can watch 4 games at once, which is what I've been doing, and you can also start later. Have kids like me, I don't have to start right away.
Absolutely. Such a great week in college basketball. We saw some of those early season matchups last week. North Carolina, Kansas, St. John's, Alabama. That'll continue this week. It's a great time to be able to watch college basketball.
No question about it. Malou for 3. Nothing but nylon that time. Needed more out of him. The only few returners as Luke and Marshall, the 2 returners from a season ago. And here he is on the steal.
Only the 5th turnover of the game for Clemson. But Morehead State's quickness has given the Tigers some problems, particularly as they've tried to feed the post.
They had 3 the other night against Gardner-Webb. Cunningham kept his pivot somehow and was able to finish.
Really tough shot right there by Davion Cunningham. I was going to praise Jake Wahlin for just moving his feet, staying in front, but then Cunningham able to knock it down.
Yeah, better offense that time. Cunningham, he's 18 points and counting. Nice pass there by Foster as Godfrey pays it off with the slam.
Zach Foster is so talented. You look at his size and his frame, his length. Knocked down 2 threes earlier tonight. Got downhill right there, played with his eyes up, found RJ Godfrey at the basket.
Rutherford catches in the paint, the jump hook not there. Davidson pulls it out of the sky, and with the shot clock unplugged, Clemson will walk up the floor and take this victory. 83-56 is your final score, and that's win 295 for Coach Brad Brownell. 5 away from 300 victories.